Welcome to the Canucks Uncensored Podcast. This is season 2, episode 19. You might not recognize him, but some of you may recognize him. Witt's not here. He's on vacation for spring break, so I have called someone up from the farm.
A terrible farm.
I'm Jordan Lee, and this is
Matt Lee.
cousin Matt Lee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you guys might recognize him. Matt, you used to work for Sportsnet.
CKNW. Yeah.
CKNW, yes.
Occasionally did some stuff for Sportsnet 650 with Sat and Dan Riccio.
Mm-hmm.
I work for BCLC and PlayNow.com. We do sports betting stuff, and we obviously have a partnership with the Sportsnet 650 and the Vancouver Canucks. And we talked about our best picks and stuff like that. And once upon a time, more than a decade ago, I was a sports reporter for CKNW. And the one and only year I covered the Vancouver Canucks was in the John Tortorella year.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Which included the Heritage Classic in BC Place, as most people know, the trade, which sent Roberto Luongo back to Florida, and then the eventual dismissal of John Tortorella as well.
So we'll talk about that. Okay, your time during that time, okay? But people might recognize your face, your mug from when you were doing before Canucks games. What were you doing?
Before Canucks games, yeah. I mean, as a reporter or what?
No, like you had a little feature on Sportsnet.
Yes.
Before the Canucks games.
Yeah, the picks with Dan Riccio and Satyar Shah.
Okay, yeah.
Again, we did betting segments with BCLC.
Right.
And you would see like my little avatar maybe in the bottom left-hand corner there of Sportsnet broadcasts when they would do pregame shows.
Yes. I always said Matt had a face for radio.
Yes. Now we're finding out why.
Nah, it's fine. Anyways, welcome, Matt. Thank you for joining me today, okay?
Yep,
this has been, boys kind of wanted to do something together. You used to do a podcast with Clay back in the day as well.
Yes, yeah. Did it with Clay and Chris Golden at Light Force on Twitter as well. Mm-hmm. We did that on the longest running Best Mediocre podcast, we called it. And I know they're still around as well. So shout out to the C4 podcast.
Oh, they're still there? They're still doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. But anyways, yeah, so Matt Matt introduced himself very well, okay? But we're related. We're cousins, okay? And we've been watching this team since we were children, growing up together, watching the Canucks through the ups and downs, and that's what we did basically when we were kids, man.
Hockey is in our family's blood.
Yes.
It's safe to say.
Totally.
Our grandfather loved watching the Vancouver Canucks. Our fathers and our uncles and our cousins have followed the Vancouver Canucks. I think it goes without saying for our family, like we would love to see the Vancouver Canucks win a Stanley Cup once before we die. Our parents aren't getting any younger, and I think they're all wondering if they're ever going to win a Stanley Cup once before they die. And so, Jordan and I, we used to drive in cars to hockey games together, talking about the Canucks. We used to listen to Team 1040 together back when they were around. So Jordan and I go way back, obviously, and our Canucks love goes way back. And I've obviously seen Jordan and Witten on the podcast space, and I think you guys are doing a great job with the content creation as well. So I'm really happy to be on the show, and I'll try and fill in Witten's boots as best as I can.
So gracious, this one. Who are you right now?
Only when the camera's on, apparently, right?
He's never this nice to me. Anyways, thanks for joining me, buddy. I'm glad we're doing this, and but what a time to be talking about the Canucks right now. Compare this time right now to what was like, you were doing the whole thing at during the John Tortorella time.
Yep.
What was it? Compare then to now, right now.
Well, I mean, I think back when John Tortorella was coaching the Vancouver Canucks, they were at an interesting time in their franchise. The Sedins were clearly on the back nine of their careers, and they were still competing, if we remember correctly. They were trying to make the playoffs at the time, whereas now reality has set in with this team. Quinn Hughes is gone. This team has traded away their franchise captain. They've traded away JT Miller. They've traded away some of their longtime veterans like Tyler Myers. And so they know that they've been backed into a corner and are facing the rebuild here. So I think this team and the ownership recognizes that this team is going to be bad for quite a few years. And the only way to get not bad is to rebuild through the draft. And they're doing a great job of being in last place at this point.
Well, yes, but my question was, how did it feel for you as a fan? Is it worse now or was it worse then? Because I think
it was worse then. It was worse then.
I know you didn't have a good time covering the team at that time.
It was worse then because, like Canucks fans have seen for the last 12 to 13 years, this team was just holding on to this false hope that they could still contend for a playoff spot or even more, when in reality it was just Band-Aid over Band-Aid over Band-Aid. Whereas this team knows and have come to grips with the fact that they are not a good team, just point blank.
Yes.
The talent that they have on this team is not good compared to the rest of the league for the most part, and they have to rebuild because they have no choice but to rebuild.
Well, that's a good segue now, isn't it, Matt? Here, okay. So, Witt, he's on vacation, but he is still making stuff for the channel. Oh, come on. Hold on. Okay, and this is one of the ones. Now, when the news broke, ownership finally admitting that they're rebuilding. Finally, God damn it. Been waiting for this day. And like you said, they waited until this is how I feel about it. They had to wait until they had to do it before they did it. Okay? They've been stubborn as hell for the longest time, not doing it. And then finally it takes trading Quinn Hughes for them to finally pull the plug and actually say to do what we've been telling them to do for the last 10 goddamn years.
Yeah, right? I mean, think about how once the Sedins retired, when you look back on it now with hindsight, that was the time for the Canucks to embrace the rebuild when the Sedins called it a career, which was back in, I believe it was 2017, 2016. And so had the Canucks done a full teardown rebuild at the time around Bo Horvat and Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes, who they would later draft in 2018, they probably would have been exiting their contention window now here in 2026 with a better group of players than the, again, shortcut after shortcut that they took with, signing Jay Beagle and Antoine Roussel and trading first round pick and more for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. It's frustrating that ownership has just had no choice but to admit they are in a rebuild. I think it's frustrating for fans because
it's very frustrating.
Fans have been very vocal for many years that this team had to rebuild, and it's like a day late and a dollar short for a lot of Canucks fans when they see that ownership says that they're finally admitting that they're in a rebuild. Well,
exactly. That's how exactly I'm feeling. As soon as they put this out and tell us that they're finally doing it, I'm like, well, it's about goddamn time. Okay.
You know what I'd like to hear is that I believe that this came from another reporter, and I don't remember which reporter said. Irfan Ghaffar says that the ownership is finally on board with the rebuild. I'd like to actually see Francesco Aquilini meet reporters.
Show some accountability.
And just say, here's where we are. It's going to be painful, but we're going to try to put out an entertaining product nevertheless and build this team back up to being a contender with a methodical rebuild without shortcuts. I think Francesco Aquilini would do himself a world of good in the PR world and in front of the fans if he put himself out there and said to them that, you know what, this is what we need and this is how we're going to do it.
We can only hope that he would do that, Matt. We already know this owner does not. He doesn't make very many public appearances or doesn't do any PR.
This is an owner who obviously, he owns the team. He can do whatever he likes.
Yes. But as fans, this is what we would want to see from our ownership.
I think that would go a long way towards rebuilding and regaining the trust of fans.
Because he's broken the trust of us so many times already.
It's difficult. I mean, I think it's frustrating for everybody, really. I mean,
Yes.
it's frustrating for ownership. I think that the Canucks are at this point, but unfortunately, that's kind of the way things are at right now.
Well, it's frustrating for ownership. They dug themselves into this hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, like, I don't know about you, but I have trouble feeling sorry for the owner. To be honest, okay, I get it. He needs to run a business. That's fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to see more commitment to winning a Stanley Cup. Sure, he can say that he was trying to do that with all these Band-Aids and such, right? But we all knew that this was not the right thing to do. You wanted to talk about the Linden interview, right? And that Linden interview on After Hours was very revealing. Well, it already basically confirmed everything we already knew.
Yeah.
Right? And it's nice to hear it from his mouth.
Yeah. And I think what you're talking about is the difference of opinion between Trevor Linden, who was president of hockey ops for the Vancouver Canucks at the time, and Jim Benning, who was obviously the general manager of the Canucks and ownership. Trevor Linden said on After Hours that he believed that the Canucks would best be served, I'm saying it verbatim, but best served going towards a rebuild.
At that time in 2018.
And, there were dissenting opinions with that. So that was I guess, a big reason that led to Trevor Linden leaving the organization. And here we are. I mean, look, I mean, Trevor Linden looks good on the other side of this because it turns out that he was pretty right in terms of the fact that they needed to rebuild. And Jim Benning would later go on to trade Jay Beagle, Antoine Roussel, and what was the third piece? And the first round pick to get Connor Garland and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And that trade set the Canucks back for years, really.
Well, yeah, with the OEL contract.
Yes.
But we got something good from Connor Garland. I was happy we got him.
I mean, now that you looked at Connor Garland getting traded, I think it effectively became OEL and 2 second-round picks for a first-round pick, which ended up becoming Dylan Gunther for the Arizona Coyotes at the time. So it was a trade that really. Oh yes, Louis Eriksson, Swervin Yervin correcting me. Yes. How could I forget Louis Eriksson and his $6 million? I think it was at the time. So I mean, that was really the straw that broke the camel's back for this organization, in my opinion.
So you wanted to bring up the Linden interview. You said you wanted to. There was something. Was him?
I just thought it was really insightful. I mean, this is a guy who is still much beloved with Canucks fans.
Yes.
Like we just talked about, I think he was on the right side of history when he was the one saying that the team should be going towards a rebuild, and I think he told some really great stories too, talking about 1994, which you remember.
Yes.
They talked about Jim Robson, the late Jim Robson, and his call at the end of Game 6 in Vancouver when he said that he would play on crutches. And Linden just gave some insight, and I hadn't heard this before, but he talked about how before Game 7 he would get like a needle shot in the ribs to numb the broken ribs that he had, and then he would get another one in the second intermission or the first intermission, and the whole
team could hear him.
Yes, the whole team could hear him like screaming out in pain down the hallway, and then he would come back and like there was no problem at all. So I mean, that was a leader, and like I think it was really cool hearing those stories from Trevor Linden, because with this current Canucks team, what we have right now, we're looking for like that next Trevor Linden. We're looking for the next leader who's going to carry the culture of this team. Carry the culture and be the one who puts his team on his back in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Yeah. Even though they lost, what a hero he was. Yeah. Two goals. So, yeah, watching that Linden interview for me, it was nice, like you said. Yep. He's always been a hero. And I want him back. I want him back in the fold. I want him back. Now, let's talk about this. Sure. I don't think Trevor Linden really wants to come back to the Vancouver Canucks, but in a hypothetical world where Trevor Linden says, you know what, managing Club 16s and climbing Mount Everest or whatever the heck it was that he's doing in his retirement years, or I know he's a stay-at-home dad too on the side as well, but like, if Trevor Linden said, maybe I would like to come back to this team and be president of hockey ops again in a rebuild. Sure. Would you, as a fan, be on board for that?
Why the hell not? Yeah, why not? You wouldn't?
I had said this at the time when the Canucks had hired Trevor Linden as president of hockey ops to begin with.
Yeah.
That he was Vancouver's favorite son, untarnished reputation, and I was worried that the shine would come off of him a little bit when he was in that role.
Do you think it did?
And I think when he left with his head high and that his reputation was relatively untarnished. But
I believe so.
I'm just a little skeptical, one, that he would want to come back to the role, and two, of
not on the fact that if he would want to, just to say if he did, right?
Look, if Trevor Linden says he wants to come back, I can't say no.
Of course, I don't think anyone would.
I would love to see him involved in the organization again.
Absolutely.
Does he have to be president of hockey ops? I know that's Jim Rutherford's current role. No, but I'd like to see him in the game. Like, the dream for me is like, we talked about 1994. Like, Trevor Linden should have won a Stanley Cup that year.
Yes.
And like, it would be a dream for me. Maybe it's on my deathbed that Trevor Linden finally gets to hoist the Stanley Cup as a part of this organization.
Oh man, yes.
Like storybook ending, right? But
that would be awesome.
There's a lot of things I wish for. I wish for the Canucks to win the lottery on May 5th. So
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yes, Trevor Linden, I think, if he were to come back, and you were saying, when he left, right?
Mm.
I just blame ownership for everything. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about ownership already.
Okay, so to me, he did not stain his reputation.
I don't think he did.
At all. Okay, in the eyes of the fans, anyways.
No.
Okay, he is still a saint.
No.
In the eyes of Vancouver Canucks fans.
Yep, I agree.
Right? So, next thing was, we were talking about the culture, okay? Yep. Witt made this, even though he's not here. He's
Irvin
still
mentions here 1,000% fans would be on board, but Trevor would never come crawling back to the current Canucks
ownership. No, he wouldn't, especially when he's not coming back to work with Aquilini ever again.
Probably not.
No.
I mean,
exactly.
It's, again, and like, I don't think Trevor Linden has to. Like, it's not something where he has to come back.
No, it's not that he has to.
And I think he's doing really well for himself that he doesn't have to as well. And he doesn't need the drama and stuff in his life right
now. If
he
just came back, it would just be for our wet dreams. That's all it is.
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, culture right now, obviously, I think it's pretty clear. Well, okay, Matt, there's something I wanted to bring up with you. Okay. Mm-hmm. You seem to be, I know you are one of the PD police.
Yeah.
Okay. You are one of the PD supporters.
I would like to clarify, though.
Okay.
I know Elias Pettersson is a polarizing figure for Vancouver Canucks fans.
Uh-huh.
I have been like very patient and hoping that Pettersson would turn his game around. Like, we've seen it. Like, Pettersson has been a 100-point player before. So like, I have a hard time just seeing how that just suddenly disappears. But like, it seems very obvious
in real time.
It seems very obvious to me that like at this point, Elias Pettersson needs a change of scenery.
Oh, so you are on the camp of trade
PD. Like the wet. I wouldn't say trade PD, but like because it has to make sense. I'm not going to retain on Pettersson's contract.
No,
I don't want to trade him for nothing. But like Pettersson, obviously, he needs a fresh start. And like from what I see, sometimes like we saw it last week when the Canucks played against Florida and Pettersson had 2 goals. Like he had a rocket one-timer on the power play. It looked like vintage Pettersson. He had another goal that goes like off Aaron Ekblad and in. But nevertheless, it was 2 goals from Pettersson. And like when he did have the puck, he looked very dominant. But then like he went missing the next 2 games against Tampa Bay and then on Saturday against St. Louis.
Well,
and I'm like,
that's the thing.
This is the frustrating part for even Pettersson supporters like myself, is that he will show he is back one game
for
and then
one game only.
He'll disappear for stretches again. The others. And I think that like coaching and like front office have been very vocal about how Pettersson needs to be more consistent, that he needs to move his feet. And, you know, I think somewhere along the line over the last 2 or so years that like Pettersson's kind of like stopped loving hockey the way most people would.
That's what's being reported.
I think that he needs a change of scenery sometimes to perhaps wake himself up and wake up his career at this point. And it's sad because, like, again, I'm a Pettersson supporter. I think he is probably one of the more talented players this franchise has ever had, but it seems very obvious to me that at this juncture, he needs a fresh start somewhere else.
You were a Pettersson supporter, yes. I was a Pettersson supporter.
Yep.
Okay. Once upon a time when he was good.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not saying that I've never been a PD supporter, never been a PD fan. I was a big PD fan. People know this. Okay. But like you said, he shows up for one game, disappears again.
Yep.
So yeah, you were at the St. Louis game the other game, right?
Yes.
The other night?
Yeah.
Snooze fest. Even your son fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, my son's 3, so that's not much of a surprise.
Where was he? Did you even see a glimpse of him?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't notice Pettersson all that much. I noticed the bro line of Brock Besser, Marco Rossi, and Liam Ogren. I noticed Ziv Buium a lot out there, Tom Willander out there. I noticed Philip Hronic out there. But, I mean, I know Pettersson's playing with, I think it's Drew O'Connor and... Goodness, I couldn't even tell you who he was playing with last night. And like, and at the end of the day, you didn't really see much Pettersson. Maybe a little bit on the power play, but that was it.
He just doesn't show up. And there's all these reports, as we've heard. I don't know if you heard it, but Dhaliwal was saying something that he's reported that he doesn't love hockey enough. He's like the he's like the new Alexander Daig.
Yeah, and that's tough, and it's, you know, especially tough when it's your guy who's making $11.6 million a year for the next 6 years. So, yeah, that's really tough, and I think that's the hard sell for the Vancouver Canucks is that you can't find someone who's willing to take on the full brunt of that contract. With these reports out there that the guy just doesn't love hockey as much as he used to. So, again, sad to see that Pettersson's game has devolved to this point, but I don't know what else front
can you
office do? Coaching, his teammates can do to sort of wake him up a little bit because, you know, I'm sure Pettersson sees the criticism from fans on social media and stuff, and it's tough, but I think the only way out of it is through it, really, for Pettersson.
Through it as in what?
He's just got to work on his game.
Well,
and I you know, credit to Pettersson. I've heard coaching staff say that he's like the first guy out there in practice.
Yes,
he's working on his one-timers. So, like, I think it starts with the mindset, but you need to see it on a daily, consistent basis. I mean, you're a professional athlete making $11.6 million a year. You're in the top 1% of players who are making that much money. So, for Pettersson, he's got to own that contract. And I'm sure like the weight of that contract is on his shoulders a little bit, but that's the pressure of being one of the highest paid players.
Even you're saying that he needs a change of scenery, right?
Yep.
I don't even think he wants to leave Vancouver. I think he's like comfortable. He likes it here.
I mean, you can't blame him. Number one, I mean, Vancouver is one of the most livable cities in the world, but you know, I'm just going to throw it out there. I know that Adrian Kempe, a fellow Swede, is a good friend of his in LA. I mean, it'd be very hard to say no to living in LA if the Los Angeles Kings are looking to make a shakeup. So I'm sure that these are avenues that management has explored in the very least with Pettersson. But, you know, it takes two to tango. And I don't know if the Canucks will find a trade partner for Pettersson in the offseason.
It'll certainly be tough because apparently it's the offers are coming in, but there's nothing that's enough.
I think for most fans, they don't want to retain on Pettersson.
Oh, no, absolutely not, because that's a lot of money.
Yep. But conversely, and I'm going to look at it on the other side of this, I don't want to buy out Pettersson either, because that contract and that buyout penalty will last forever and a day.
Yeah.
So the clock is kind of ticking in that sense, where if you're not going to move him, you got to keep him. Because if you keep him, you can't buy him out.
Yeah.
So,
we just have to hope that he turns it around.
What I would say on Pettersson, like with a little caveat, is that I'd like to see what an Elias Pettersson could do with a Gavin McKenna on his wing.
Yes, that would be very nice.
That for me would kind of be that last ace in the hole that Pettersson has up his sleeve, because to Pettersson's defense, I would say that he hasn't played with sensational line mates on his wing. Like stylistically, I don't think he gels well with playing with Besser anymore. Like Besser's just not a
They
fast
haven't had
player.
chemistry in a long time.
And like, you know, for years, Pettersson was playing with Ilya Mikheyev and, you know, these spare part players. And Gavin McKenna, to me, is a true game-breaking winger who Pettersson could potentially flourish with. So, like, knock on wood that the Canucks could somehow win the lottery or pick one or two, whether it's Stenberg or McKenna. I'd like to see what one of those guys could do with Pettersson on his wing. So, that's, for me, something I'd be interested in.
Oh, that's something that we could have at least look forward to.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to ask here. Would you be willing to offer a sweetener to get off his full AVE?
The face says it all. I mean, would I be willing to offer a sweetener to get off of Elias Pettersson's full 11.6?
So it's like offering something else for them to not retain salary, right?
Give me an example of a sweetener. Like, are we talking like a top pick? Are we talking like a top prospect? Like, I'm not going to give up a Braden Coots. I'm not going to give up a Jonathan Lekkerimaki. I'm not going to give up any of those like blue chip type of prospects that we need to be stockpiling so badly. Would I be willing to give up a Liam Ogren as well? Probably not, to be honest.
No, you wouldn't do that?
I wouldn't really want to give up Liam Ogren.
He is turning out. He is turning out. So, I will admit.
I mean, ideally, like you're trading Pettersson in some sort of a trade where you're taking back a bad contract and a young player with some upside. I can't kind of give you a comparable of what I'm looking for. Like, let's say 2029 first unprotected is what he said. Yeah, that's too rich for me, because there's a non-zero chance that the Canucks could still be very bad in 2029. And
a non-zero?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I'd probably say it's a pretty good certainty that they might still be bad in 2029.
They're probably going to be. The rebuild is going to take 5 years, remember?
Right. So, what's a team that is looking for a center? Again, I keep coming back to LA here because I think with Anze Kopitar retiring after this year, there's a potential opening for a center like an Alex Turcotte, who was like a highly drafted player and a second round pick. Like it's not an inspiring trade, but like you're getting off Pettersson's contract and you're getting a young player back who could potentially grow with your young roster.
So in essence, there's not really that much you would be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think when you're looking at buyers for Elias Pettersson, you're probably counting on one hand the number of teams that could, number one, take on his full salary, number two, be willing to give you something substantial in return for him. It's not a great market. It's like Vancouver real estate right now, man. There's just not a lot of buyers out there.
No, he's not wrong about that. It's frustrating. But, it just speaks again to the contract. Don Taylor loves to shit on the contract. He should not have signed this guy to $11 million. He's just handcuffed us to a point.
We're going in the time machine here on Elias Pettersson, and I know we want to move on, but there was a time before this contract was signed that we were genuinely afraid of losing Elias Pettersson as a free agent.
Once upon a time, yes.
There was like a year left, I think, before he had UFA status, and we were like, sign this guy, sign this guy, sign this guy. We were. And I think when he signed the contract, he had his like 88, 89 point season. He was like a point per game player. And we were like saying that it was well worth it. So at the time, the contract was worth it. But it's very obvious that since then, his game has gone downhill.
It certainly has. It's just, not only his game, though, his likability, Matt.
Yeah,
it's been very hard to like Elias Pettersson. Okay, because again, we don't have guys. We don't have guys in the room like we did in 2011.
Yep.
Okay, the culture is not there, but it seems to be being built again on the backs of Mr. Buell.
Yep. Love what Zeev said here to Tyson Cole, Canucks Army.
So the quote here from Zeev, okay, we want to win the Stanley Cup. I think it's the biggest thing. We want to see the city explode. That's what you play for. I know Kevin Bieksa, shout outs to Juice, always tells me you don't even know the city is just unbelievable when you're winning. Yes, it is.
Yep.
We just haven't seen it in a long time. And he's right. Right? So I think, the old guys are telling the new guys, hey, Buell and Willander, apparently they're leading the locker room right now. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I don't want to turn this into the PD show, but like the way I look at it from PD's perspective is like this is a new page, and I think that right now Pettersson can be part of the solution and not be part of the problem.
I want to believe that, and
I think that like if he wants to stay here, he has to have that proper attitude to help build these younger guys like Zeev Buium into that next generation of leaders for this team. And I like, honestly, if I'm Elias Pettersson, I don't want to move, but then I have to get my attitude going. I have to put in the work on the ice. And I hope that's genuinely what he does. Because again, like as a Pettersson supporter and someone who doesn't want to trade and retain on Pettersson, like that's the only kind of way to rebuild the trust of the fans at this point.
Absolutely. And enough for this hearing, the way he handles the media and the way he handles his being professional, it's not good, man.
Yeah, like, it's tough. I mean, as a former reporter and a guy who works in PR, I can tell you that like when Pettersson's giving like the one-word answers and
he's
kind of being short
uninterested
and it looks disinterested, it only creates more questions and it creates more doubt among fans about, does this guy want to be here? So the body language, like the slouching of the shoulders, you can't have that, especially in a hockey man market like Vancouver, even in a Vancouver market that's going through a rebuild, because you can't do that.
It speaks very loudly.
It does. It speaks more volumes about the things that you don't say than the things that you do say.
Totally.
So, I mean, definitely, I'd like to see Pettersson be a little bit more vulnerable in front of the media and take a little bit more accountability, because I think that's honesty is one way of rebuilding the trust with the 100%. Fans. So,
yeah, he just always seems to have his guard up.
Yep, for sure. And
that doesn't help him.
And I think that's a good way of putting it. Yep. Pettersson always has his guard up. And I think Vancouver fans, we're all human. We'd like to see a human be human sometimes in front of the media, even especially in the hard times like the Vancouver Canucks fans are going through. So, again, like I feel for Pettersson in the sense that like he's kind of feel this pressure on his shoulders, but like at the same time, you gotta kind of own that a little bit and kind of swallow the pills in that sense.
If you're making $11 million, you have to.
Yep.
Right. Do you ever watch his wife's YouTube channel?
No.
No? No. I only watch it just to see what Petey's doing.
On that note, I mean, you talked about Zeev Buium talking about, his conversation with Bieksa and saying you don't know what the city's like when you're, and there's just unbelievable when you're winning. Maxime Lapierre also went on the Canucks Army podcast with Harm and Quads. And he talked about like his stories with the 2011 team and the role that he played. And I think this is the big thing that stuck out to me in that interview is Lapierre talking about how everyone on that team had a role and they embraced him for the role. And he talked about the Sedin specifically, saying that like they thanked him for the role that he did on the fourth line.
Every game, apparently. That's what he said.
First of all, like that just kind of speaks to how good of a person people that the Sedins were.
Yeah.
But like that's the culture that you have to try and rebuild within this room. And I think that culture goes a long way towards becoming a better team, to be quite honest, because when you're playing for each other, we've played on beer league roller hockey teams together. Like when I like the guy I'm sitting next to, I'm going to go to bat for them 100 times out of 100 versus like a guy that I don't like. So I hope that the Canucks in this next generation of leaders that they're creating within this roster can find a way to gel a little bit more as a team, because that's one of the ways that this team can turn themselves back into a contender.
Well, I don't know if you've heard this clip of Sid Seixeiro saying about Pettersson, get that guy away from these young players. So I agree with him. So he needs to step it up. He needs to improve in the room, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the maturity process of being, you're going from a guy who was toast of the town, Pettersson, when he was 20 years old on the Canucks, and he was an all-star performer and Calder Trophy winner.
We loved him. I loved him.
And obviously since then, he's been humbled a little bit. I hope that Pettersson has matured as a person and as a leader, that he can sort of wear that leadership role a little bit better for the rest of these young guys. But yeah, it's hard to argue with that quote, because the way that Pettersson carries himself in interviews, the way that he's kind of disappeared in terms of on ice, it's difficult for fans to hear and difficult for them to see.
It certainly is. So enough of the PD bashing. Okay, let's just hope that he turns it around and he learns how to be a professional.
It's funny that we're saying this because he looked great last week against Florida, and then but obviously that's not enough. But again, it's about consistency.
Exactly, right? So he could have one good game, sure. He score 2 goals and everyone's going to do, he's back. No, he's not back until he gets back to the production level that he was before. Yeah,
it's hard to, I mean, again, Pettersson supporter, but running out of ways to make excuses for Pettersson at this point.
Glad you're saying that. Okay, what else did we want to, let's see. Douglas, dressing room. Oh, yeah, there were some things here I wanted to touch on. Attitude within the dressing room. Since the trade deadline has been much better place, apparently. That's what we're hearing. Okay? A lot of the young kids are really helping and make it better. Buell, Willander, Ogren, and DPD.
Yep.
Trading players that went out improves the culture. So, do you believe that Quinn Hughes was bad for the room?
I'm going to try and be delicate in how I say
Why?
this.
It's uncensored. You don't have to be.
Right. But what I would say is that I think, especially this season, Quinn Hughes's mind was somewhere else.
Clearly.
In the games and in his interviews. And I saw a thing today about how Quinn Hughes wasn't at like this Minnesota Wild charity.
I saw that too. Yes.
And, then I clicked the replies.
Of course.
And people are like, oh, like it's par for the course. Like Quinn Hughes, he hated being at charity stuff for Vancouver, and he would never be at Canuck Place and stuff like that. And, I mean, I can't back up any of that. I don't go to Canuck Place, but like, I think when the captain of a team, if a captain of a team is not doing those public appearances and being out in the city that they play in, that's very telling. So I think for Quinn Hughes, again, his mind was somewhere else. And I think that he does what he kind of does. So I believe it when people say that Quinn Hughes wanted out. Yeah,
I think so. I think it was just pretty clear.
You talk about like these young kids that are helping make the culture better. I mean, I'm hoping that we'll get to see Zeev and Willander, Ogren, and DPD and these young generation of players make more time in the community, because like, as a parent of kids and stuff like that, and what Canuck Place is for, when you see players like that who are in the hospital and like taking pictures and signing,
as we were talking about Trevor Linden earlier, he set the bar.
Yeah, Trevor Linden was a guy who set the bar for like visiting Canuck Place, and so I actually think that for this organization, they should make that mandatory for these young players.
Absolutely, especially if you're the captain.
I actually think, in a way, being out in the community and meeting fans and meeting kids and stuff like that, it actually takes the pressure off you in terms of performing, because it kind of humanizes what you're doing on the ice.
Definitely.
I'd love to see this next generation of Canucks leaders making it a point to be out in their community, because those things are impactful, and like human connection and stuff like that. It's really important in like times like this when we're all like on our screens and stuff like that.
Well, exactly. And when, when we're losing so much, and when people don't like losing, obviously, the players need to be endearing themselves more to the fans. And that's one way to be doing it.
Definitely.
So Quinn The whole time, this last season, man, everything was being done for him to make sure he stays and make sure he's happy.
Yep.
You know? So do we look back on it and be like, well, why? Why did we do that? Do you?
I don't have an answer to that one, really.
Okay, all right. Besser is doing all the right things on and off the ice. Well-liked, wants to stay and wants to make it a better place. Well, yes, everyone loves Brock.
I think Brock is someone who also does a lot of the community visits as well. So I'm not going to say community visits is like the important thing here, but like it's definitely part of it. And, you know, we'll talk about this next point, like Phil Hronic and Teddy Bluger, they want to stay as well.
Yep.
You know, I've seen a lot of people talk about Phil Hronic as the next captain of the Canucks.
We've been hearing that. We've heard
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think he's a great fit. He seems to be stepping up in the leadership role. He's the one talking to the media. He's the one stepping up in post game. So, and he's our most productive defenseman right now. So I think he's also clearly he's showing the young guys. We've heard that Buum talks very highly of him.
Yes.
Right. So I think it would be great to see him with the C. You don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I'm trying to look at this from a asset management standpoint. And Jack Maloney here mentions trade Hronic. Look at Phil Hronic right now. And you talked about like his production right now.
Yes.
He's a right-handed defenseman in the middle of his prime who puts up points. The market demand for that type of player is very high.
I see what you're saying.
Now, I'm trying to weigh that, though, with the fact that the young players like Zeke Buium are talking very highly of Philip Hronic.
Yes.
And I know that he's acutely aware that he's doing more media and stuff like that, too. And Philip Hronic, I mean, if you remember Philip Hronic, when he first got here, he didn't talk to the media at all.
No, he didn't. And he didn't like it.
He was a very quiet guy. You remember the pointed question from Jeff Patterson talking about how they gave him his space and he was kind of short with Jeff Patterson as well. So, like, it's nice to see that Philip Hronic is meeting the media regularly and talking to them, and he's maturing.
Yes.
Elias Pettersson, take note.
Yes, exactly.
But, like, again, I go back to the fact that he is a premium position player who could fetch a lot in a rebuilding team. So
that is a good point, Matt. I hadn't been brought that to my attention. I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
But like I would have said keep Tyler Myers, trade Philip Hronic. But now that they've traded Tyler Myers, it seems apparent to me that they're going to keep Philip Hronic.
Yes. So there's, I don't know about you, but now that you mentioned that, was it the best move to move Tyler Myers instead of Hronic now? This is another example of...
Someone remind me again in the comments what the exact return was for Tyler Myers. I think it was like a second and a third? Or was that the Garland trade? There were so many trades, I can't remember, for Tyler Myers. I think it was at least a second round pick for Tyler Myers. And
that's what I remember it being.
It's hard
second round pick for next year.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. But either way, like a second round pick for Tyler Myers, who's like 35 right now. Like,
I didn't think he'd fetch a second, but he did.
Exactly, which is why you can't say no to that trade. So I think that they made the right move by trading Tyler Myers for the return that they got. But again, like I think Tyler Myers was a guy that they really respected in the room as a leader and as a veteran. And it seems apparent that Besser and Hronic are looking like they're going to be the guys who are going to lead this next generation of young players.
Yeah. And thanks guys for the comments. And thanks for guys for joining us today. We have good comments here, comments flooding in. We'll get to them. But thanks for just participating today, guys. Give us your comments, give us your questions. We'll try to address everybody. Lankinen, I wanted to ask you about Lankinen. Lankinen has said he doesn't want out, wants to stay and help the team get better. Now, we all know your father loves Kevin Lankinen, hates Thatcher Demko.
Yes.
Okay. I am not a big Lankinen fan this year. I was a big Lankinen fan when we signed him last year. He was good. He's looked like he was a good goalie. He was a good goaltender too, because Demko is getting injured all the time. We could rely on him. He hasn't impressed me that much this year. He's been porous. What do you think?
I wasn't a fan when the Canucks signed Kevin Lankinen to that extension. And here's why. This is a guy who the Vancouver Canucks signed. I think it was like very late in the offseason, the year before that.
Yes.
It was on a 1-year show me contract to a guy who had been pretty much a like journeyman backup / bubbling goaltending starter. And he was playing out of his mind, if you remember last year.
Yes, he was very good last year.
And I thought it was a little suspicious that they'd sign him to, I believe it was a 4-year extension.
I thought it was 5.
Is it 5?
I think it's 5.
Either way, like anytime you're extending a goalie of that kind of background to anything more than really 2 years, it's a bit of a red flag to me. So we're seeing now that it definitely was a red flag, because with a bad team comes some bad results for Kevin Lankinen. It's obviously hard to fault Kevin Lankinen for every goal, but like you've seen some goals where he'd like to have them back. You know, it doesn't help that he's playing on a team that doesn't have Quinn Hughes on it now.
That's true too.
But you know, have you seen a noticeable drop off from Kevin Lankinen to Nikita Tolopilo on a lot of occasions? I can't honestly say that.
No, we can't.
The goaltending has been like that all different. No. So
no. I've liked Tolopilo, but he hasn't been able to shut the door and win games that when we needed.
Tolopilo?
Tolopilo, yes.
I mean, yes. Tolopilo is what, a early 20-something goaltender who's been cutting his teeth in Abbotsford.
Yes.
I don't think Tolopilo is an NHL backup yet. I think it does.
You don't think he's at a backup level?
I think he still has a bit more game to prove before he can be an everyday NHL backup.
Certainly.
But what I was going to say is that with the benefit of hindsight now, would you not have preferred to just have kept Artur Silovs versus signing Kevin Lankinen to the extension?
Of course. We would love that. Would have loved that.
I mean, it is what it is.
And I'm afraid we're going to lose to Lapilo like we lost Silovs.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No?
But like,
okay.
I have this like golden rule when the Canucks are signing free agents that unless they're like franchise players, you're not signing them to like anything more than 4 to 5 years. So when you're signing like Kevin Lankinen to 4-year deals, or when you're signing Connor Garland to, what was it, a 6-year extension, I think, or something like that, that's a bit of I wouldn't really kind of do that, because those contracts, you don't know what they're going to look like 4, 5, 6 years from now.
They're not going to age well.
So,
okay, well, your father loves Langton for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, we got a family group chat, as Jordan's kind of alluding to,
yes.
And he's a very vocal. I think it's almost just reputation at this point. He needs to stand up for himself and Kevin Lankinen as a result. But I just try to stay quiet, because
you do stay quiet. You don't say much anymore.
The drama
There's no point.
is just unnecessary in my life at this point.
Okay, we've had the worst dressing room in the league over the last 2 seasons. That is a damning statement, man.
I don't remember who it was that asked him at the trade deadline, or at the beginning of the year, or after the Quinn Hughes trade. But I think it was Jason Bruff who said to Patrick Allvin, "Do you have a culture problem in the room?"
Yes.
And Allvin kind of tiptoed around it.
Of course he's not going to say yes.
I know.
Right?
But like, he kind of tiptoed around it. And to me, it's obviously become more apparent than ever that the Canucks did have a culture problem in the room. Have they solved the culture problem? TBD.
I think it's getting better. It sounds like it's getting better. Yes.
You know, but culture is such a loaded word, I would say, in 2026.
Totally.
Because I agree that you got to like the people that you're working with and going to work with. Like, I mean, we're all professionals. You don't have to like your coworkers, but you have to respect them.
Yes.
And I think that respect was kind of lost within this room for a while. And I think the players who have wanted out have gone out, and there might be 1 or 2 players, which I don't want to say, that might still want out, but like,
who? Just say it.
I think Jake DeBrusk didn't sign up for a rebuild.
Well, he says, hey, if DeBrusk wants to go, get rid of him.
There you go.
There it is. I think he wants to go.
And we've talked enough about Elias Pettersson.
Yes.
So, I mean, those are the 2 question marks for me of, do they still want to stay here or not? And whether it's DeBrusque or if it's Pettersson, you got to get rid of the guys who don't want to be here.
Yeah. I still think Petey wants to be here. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. Like I said, I think he's comfortable. Okay, wait. I think Rick agrees with Alfred and Buff that they have heard in multiple sources within the organization. Pettersson does not love for hockey as much as he should. We already touched on this.
Yep.
Okay, which is I don't know how you can sign someone to $11.6 million who doesn't love hockey and doesn't put in the work and put in the effort to train and become better.
Yep.
I mean, we heard all this in the offseason that, he was coming for revenge. Obviously, it wasn't enough. Okay. Trade rumors will start up again at the draft. Reiterates that Freeman said that the trade deadline offers for Pettersson were not good. Hasn't heard anything about him ever asking his agent to ask for a trade. That's why I don't think he wants to go. That's why.
I had a random thought, by the way.
What?
I was talking about how I couldn't see many teams being interested.
Yes.
One team I want to put out to you that could be interested in Pettersson, and they have the cap space to do so. The San Jose Sharks.
Really?
I could see it in the sense that I think the Sharks are very, very close to being a legitimate contender.
Yes. They're on the cusp.
I think they need like a legit 2C behind Macklin Celebrini, future Canuck.
Oh, I hope so.
And I think that they have the assets where they could pony up for Pettersson, and they have the cap space. Now, what does that trade look like? I don't know. Like, I know that they have a lot of very good young prospects on that team. Would they be willing to part with one of them to get Pettersson? I think that that's a possible fit for Pettersson. And I think for Pettersson, it's a market that I think when they're winning, San Jose is a very good market.
Yes.
And number two, like, he sees Macklin Celebrini and like, okay, well, here's my chance to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see it, but again, I don't know how much interest there could be from a team like San Jose. I heard also San Jose really wanted a guy like Austin Matthews too, though. So,
well, they're trying to make a run for it at this point because they're on the cusp, right? Speaking of Macklin, he's my new favorite player right now. God,
he's pretty good.
That guy is so good. Holy cow. Okay, what else? Do we have anything in here? No generational player in the draft.
So let's talk about this. This one is a good one. The hate for Ivar Stenberg has gone a little far for Rick Dollywall. Believes this stems from Alvin and the Canucks signing and drafting a lot of Swedes, many of them ranked as number one. So, as someone who doesn't like Elias Pettersson, I want to ask you, how do you feel about the Canucks in a hypothetical situation where they get number one and they take Stenberg ahead of McKenna? How would you feel?
I will lose my shit.
Okay, well, that kind of
I will absolutely, dude. Okay, fine. I have no doubt that he's a good player.
You've never watched him, but yes.
No, I haven't. But I have no. But I'm just going by what we're hearing. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, I am going by he's a Swede, and I've just seen what we've had enough Swedes in this organization. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for some reason, the Aquilinis really like Swedish players. I don't know what it is. Right?
I don't know if it's
come on. Okay, maybe it's not.
You mean
the
Alvin? Like Swedes.
Well, no, but we've had a history of Swedish players.
Oh yes,
right.
Yes,
you can't Naslund, Gerdine, going back to '82. Yes. Gerdine, we have had a slew of Swedes in this organization.
Isn't Andre Boudria also Swede?
I don't think so. I think he's French Canadian.
Yeah. Sorry.
But going back to Gerdine, okay. Sedins, yes, we love them. Naslund, we love them all. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Petey, we used to love them. I used to love them. Okay. We need good Canadian
Matthias
talent.
Olin.
Exactly. Yes, we've had, like I said, a slew of Swedes in this organization.
Hedberg.
Johan fucking Hedberg. Okay, I've had enough. Okay, I want to see Gavin McKenna as a Vancouver.
Okay, so then I asked you how would you feel if they took Stenberg 1? How would you feel if they default and take Stenberg 2 then because McKenna got taken 1?
Fine.
You're okay with that?
I'm fine with that, yes. Because it's either McKenna or Stenberg, right?
Okay.
I'm totally fine. If they pick Stenberg over McKenna, though, oh my God.
This is all a moot point because the Canucks are going to lose the draft lottery and pick third anyway on May 5th.
Yes. Guys, we cannot get too excited. We've said this on our last show, okay? We can't get too excited. Yes, we want to finish last, all right? And it looks like we're going to be, we're 15 points in last place now.
They've got 32nd all but locked up, I think, at this point. And like, The Florida win, I was like, well, let's calm down here. Like, let's not try too hard here. And then they go out and lay it an egg 2 nights later against Tampa Bay, and then disappearing out against St. Louis. I'm like,
so it's all
okay. We're back.
We're back, and all is okay, right? Order is restored. But yes, one more regulation loss. They are firmly out of the playoffs.
Oh my God! You're saying that if they lose one more game, we're not going to make the playoffs?
Yes, correct. Aren't you happy?
I was really hoping somehow they could pull off a miracle. No, I mean, obviously, yes. Like,
watch them go in the 10.
The whole conversation is moot point when people are like, "Oh, if the Canucks lose one more game, they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs." I'm like, I don't care that they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Yes.
I want to know if they're mathematically getting 32nd place.
Correct. Truths. Okay, we want last goddamn place. So, but yes, we wanted to talk about. We're going to do the simulator, of course.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
So, Matt, you've been saying that.
Okay, can we talk about the draft lottery for a second on May 5th?
Okay.
So, the NHL announced that the draft lottery will be held on May 5th. And did you watch the draft lottery last year?
I may have, but I don't remember.
Okay, so they actually do the lottery, like the whole legitimate lottery, on the broadcast.
Well,
with the ping pong balls.
So they no. Do they still do the ping pong balls?
They do the ping pong balls. They have Ernst & Young over there in the corner, the little book nerds there in the corner who are verifying all the combinations.
Okay.
They've got a dude who's like, pull, and they pull one of the ping pong balls out of the machine and stuff like that. So they do it on broadcast now. They don't do it in like this back room and stuff like that.
Yeah, when they were doing it, they didn't show the balls and stuff. It was shady. Yes.
So they do the lottery in real time. And then this is where you're going to love this part. So as they draw the balls, they will update the live odds of the teams to win the lottery in real time. So they'll draw 4 balls.
Right.
So they'll draw number 1, and it'll be like, let's say, the number 12 on the ping pong ball.
Right.
So that they'll look at all the combinations of the teams that have 12 as the combination, and they'll remove the teams that don't have 12 in the combination. So like, who was the worst team in the league last year? San Jose was the worst team in the league last year. And then their odds dropped from 18.5% to 15% after the first ball was drawn. So you're going to be able to see how the Canucks odds fluctuate as each individual ball is drawn.
That's it. So you're saying that this is when they're actually drawing it, right? So if they don't get number 1, then
I'm saying you're going to see the heart-wrenching slow cut of the Canucks odds going from 18.5% down to 0% as they lose the draft lottery and pick 3rd.
Oh my God.
As each of the 4 ping pong balls get dropped.
It's going to happen.
It's going to be awful. As a Canucks fan, it's going to be awful because you're going to see how the second our hearts explode because the odds will just drop from 18.5 to 15 to 5 and then 0 by the time the 3rd ball is dropped.
So I'm confused. So just clarify this for me. They're still picking, right?
Yes.
So if the Canucks don't get first, so another team will have it, and then it shows the percentages going down, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
The odds,
but they're guaranteed to pick 1 to 3 though.
If they finish 30 seconds.
Yes. Okay. Shall we do the?
No.
Shall we do the? Okay, so
I would like to clarify that for the last week, I've been doing 1 simulation on Tankathon.
Well, yes, on our show, we've been doing 1. We only do 1 round, okay?
And the Canucks haven't won 1.
Well, okay. Well, me and Witt did it the first time. We won. The second time, we didn't. Let's see what happens.
Let's get this over with.
Okay, and then we'll get to the comments.
Oh, this is going to be awful already.
Here we go. Wait. Sim lottery, right?
What?
Oh, mock draft.
No. Sim lottery.
Yeah, here.
Okay,
here we go.
Ready? I'm scared.
It's not working.
See, this is why I had to go back to home, dummy.
Which one?
NHL home. Okay, now do sim lottery again. Oh my god!
Okay, well, guess you have to do it on here every time. So, a mock draft. Gavin McKenna. I don't know about you, but when I heard about him beating up the guy for his mom, that sold me.
Well, I mean, Gavin McKenna's NCAA numbers like went through the roof too. If you
After
notice,
that, right?
Actually. Yeah. So
what are you saying? If they pick Ivor Stenberg, you're okay over Gavin McKenna? Come on.
I'm with you in the sense that I would prefer they took Gavin McKenna over Ivor Stenberg because there's been a lot of noise, as you said, about Swedes and in this market, and people are like, oh, like we don't want another Pettersson, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And without sounding like Don Cherry, like it would be kind of nice.
Sound like Don Cherry.
It would be kind of nice to have another Canadian like elite player on this team.
Yes.
And I also just think Gavin McKenna is just genuinely like better than Stenberg in general. But I think both players are very good. Like I've heard between both players, Patrick Kane, Nikita Kucherov types of comparisons. So like,
yeah, okay.
These aren't guys who are going to, be, I mean, Patrick Kane and Nikita Kucherov, but like these are guys who are going to make a lot of their hay on the power play because they've got lethal shots. They're not like speedy guys, but they think the game on a really good level. So
the little thing earlier said there's no generational talents, or we're not considering them, Gavin McKenna generational talent?
I think that's the ceiling, though. I mean, these Kucherov and Kane comparisons, that's stylistically how they play. But, like, I think McKenna is the one with the highest upside of the two players and probably the lower floor. I think Stenberg is going to be, like, a genuinely very good player, like a 30-goal, 70-point type of winger. But Gavin McKenna could be, like, a 90-point winger.
Which is what we need.
So, I mean, God, I hope we get Gavin McKenna.
Yes, thank you.
We need
we
this.
We cannot.
Let me tell you this. Gavin McKenna, I believe he's cousins with Connor Bedard, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is he?
Something like that, I believe.
And Gavin McKenna's a BC boy too, right?
No, Gavin McKenna's from Yukon.
Oh, okay.
But the Canucks need this draft lottery.
Yeah.
They need this so bad. Like, if there was a deserve-o-meter for which team deserves to win the lottery,
it's us.
It has to be the Vancouver Canucks.
Of course it does.
Let's not think about the Calgary Flames for a second, because I think they kind of deserve, but the Canucks deserve it more because, like, the crap that we went through this year with the Quinn Hughes trade, the whole locker room imploding, the Vancouver Canucks can't beat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 7 in 2024 to get to the Western Conference Final. Like, we need this win.
Of course we do.
So,
but knowing Canucks luck. Okay.
But we won the simulation.
Yeah, finally. Okay, but I'm just saying, yes, we do deserve it. We need it. Maybe the hockey gods are saying that, hey, you guys have been so stupid lately, you don't deserve it.
I mean, I think we need it. I mean,
of course we need it. There's no doubt about it that we need it.
People talk about the Canucks like franchise, like they talk about the 1970 expansion draft.
It's been since then.
The little wheel and the whole Dale Talon and Gilbert Perreault thing.
We have no luck. Okay.
How many Flames picked first overall once? I don't think that I recall.
I don't think so.
I mean, if the Canucks are the poverty franchise of the NHL, the Calgary Flames are kind of like right there.
I have a feeling this might be Trevor.
Nah, I don't
know. Okay, guys. Well, thank you. We've been going an hour. Holy cow, that was quick. But thanks for being here, guys. We'll go through some comments, see what you guys have had to say. Okay. To Matt's point, being patient and holding on to the player is probably the least painful option. Talking about Petey.
I mean, this is the last time I'll talk about Pettersson on the show.
Sure.
But like, I also think from a like redemption standpoint, it would be cool for Elias Pettersson to like redeem himself in front of the fans. Like,
of course it would. That's what we all want.
And I think you remember after the Pettersson scored 2 goals against Florida, you heard like a "Let's go Petey" chant happening in the like. Canucks fans are genuinely rooting for Pettersson to turn it around. And it's like he gives us reasons to not root for him.
Exactly. He doesn't help himself.
Yeah.
I do not shit on Petey for the sake of shitting on Petey. Yeah. Okay? I do not. It's because he doesn't give me anything to cheer for him about. Rev, I'm a big fan of EP40. Yes. Rev is he's notorious for not liking Pettersson.
He's anti-Petey.
Yes, he is anti-Petey, yes. Get BX in the room for culture. Yes.
Why would Kevin Bieksa do that?
I know he wouldn't, but that's what we would want.
Kevin Bieksa gets to sit on the cushy seats of Hockey Night in
He
Canada
loves his job.
with Elliot Friedman.
Yes.
He's made a very lucrative name for himself being like the face of Hockey Night in Canada. He's
Yes.
not coming here. I'd love to see it, but
Of course we'd love to see it. JT Quitter. Captain Quinn Quitter. Quitter Garland. Glad they're gone. And Zeev we trust. Gerb Gill, thanks for joining. I mean, I don't call JT a quitter, okay? I kind of call Quinn a quitter, a little bit, not going to lie. Garland, no. I don't call Garland a quitter. There's no way he quit on this team. He was traded. Did he want out?
This is like pure speculation on my point, but I think when Quinn Hughes got traded, Connor Garland, who was like a very close friend,
Yeah, that
Quinn
does make
Hughes,
sense, yes.
I think Connor Garland named his son after Quinn Hughes, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
they're all buddies.
Like, I think once that shoe dropped, Connor Garland kind of rethought about how much he wanted to stay in Vancouver.
Yeah, definitely. Did he have a no trade clause too? I don't remember.
I don't believe
I don't
so.
think so.
His extension kicks in next year.
Oh, okay. So he didn't have a trade protection. Yeah. Hey, Dustin Bufflin. Callum, thanks for joining, man. Hey, Dustin Bufflin in there to straighten out Kane.
I don't understand.
I don't really get what you mean, but yes, sure. Swervin, you never heard a story like the one Lapierre told about any one of the last core. Correct.
Yeah.
We don't. The Sedins were saints.
Lapierre also talked very glowingly about Manny Malhotra being a very good coach if the Canucks ever went down that road.
Like he always knew he was going to be a coach.
Yeah.
Yes. Jack Maloney, yo, thanks for joining, man. Guess what? Magic number for 32 is down to 9. Let's go.
So he's saying the Canucks need to lose, I think, 9 more points in the standings to lock up 32nd place.
Oh. Wait. Say that again?
They've got to, I think what Jack is trying to say, and maybe I'm wrong on this, Jack, but they have to essentially lose 9 points in their remaining games.
9 points.
Yes. So they have to lose the equivalent of 9 points.
Okay. So basically they're 9 points away from locking in 9 to 32. Okay, gotcha. Don't care about EP 40. He's irrelevant. Get rid of him.
Good thing we talked about him for 45 minutes.
Yes. Yes. I don't know what yes is, but I'm pretty sure that might be Trevor. Callum McKenzie, does anyone believe Foote will finally get that he needs to let the kids play now? What he needs to let the kids play now?
I would say I didn't love that Niels Höglander was getting scratched for Evander Kane.
Yes, no one like that.
Didn't make sense to me.
How would you rate Foote's
tank job? Great.
Yes. So do you think he was brought in for the tank?
No, because if he was brought in for the tank, they wouldn't have been able. They would have traded Quinn Hughes earlier.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think they brought in Adam Foote because he was a trusted face of Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes talked very highly of Adam Foote.
Yes.
So yeah,
all to appease Quinn. Swervin, team knowing that Quinn was ready to leave was bad for the room. Yeah, probably. Yep, certainly. I think the stench of that pretty much wafted through the team.
Probably,
I would say. See, man, hey Jordan, good to see you. It's good to see you too, man. Thanks for joining. Jack Woody, about also why buy out EP40? If you want him gone, put him on waivers. Oh yeah, that's not happening. Good riddance. Talking about PD still. People still want PD out. Jack Mooney, trade Hronic. Okay, well, we touched on that. You know, it's not a bad idea in terms of asset-wise. Callum, at this point, I would consider sending PD, Kane, DeBrusk, and Holdlegger down to Abbey and call up prospects to replace them, unless that puts us below the cap floor.
Not possible.
Yeah. Swervin, I have one good authority that Brock goes above and beyond for the children at Canucks Place.
Zero surprise.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Brock is a gem.
If you've ever seen Brock Besser at like team signing events and stuff like that, he talks to every single fan. And fans universally love Brock Besser.
We do. He's such a, how can you hate the guy?
The things that Brock Besser has gone through in his life are very relatable to fans.
Yes.
And Brock Besser has embraced the Vancouver lifestyle. He's got dogs. He climbs the local mountains here all the time. Like Brock Besser, if he's not like a Vancouver Sun, like he's basically a Vancouver Sun.
I would think so.
And you talk about like Phil Hronic being a captain candidate for the Canucks. I wouldn't honestly be opposed if they wanted to make Brock Besser a captain either, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Yeah. He has endeared himself to me for being a clutch player in the playoffs.
Yep.
When we make the playoffs, okay. Yes, his production has gone down a lot this year, but I think it's because he doesn't have Miller with him.
I'll say this. If Brock Besser was healthy for Game 7 against the Oilers, we win that game.
Yes. I solely believe that. Yeah. Truly believe that. Gentlemen, especially when we get a third overall, BPA at third is right. BPA.
Best pick available.
Oh, okay. At third is right defenseman. DuPont next year is a franchise right defenseman. He's got to get rid of Hronic, in my opinion. He's as good as he is.
Jack's not wrong. Keaton Verhoff, Chase Reed are the kind of guys who are in the market for a third overall. They're both right side defensemen. Phil Hronic, as he mentioned, is a right side defenseman. Landon DuPont, who also is a Canucks fan, is a right side defenseman. And his Landon DuPont, for those who don't know, Landon DuPont is like the next Cale Makar, Matthew Schaefer type of defenseman in the WHL. Like he's got like 70 points.
Notice you didn't put in Quinn Hughes in that list.
He's got like 70 points, and he's not even draft eligible for another year in the WHL. And so Landon DuPont, if we want to suck again next year.
I mean, I'm glad that we're embracing the rebuild now, so we have a chance to maybe get this guy.
Yep.
There's a lot of Canuck fans, these young players, hey? They're all great. BC is a good ground for players, apparently. So Buffalo's ready to sell the farm for Colton Parayko. We should be shopping Heineken. Not sure what you mean, Swerve. Sometimes
that's an autocorrect, probably.
Maybe. Hronic. Okay, yeah.
Hronic.
Should be shopping Hronic. Okay, so he agrees that we should be shopping Hronic. Yes, we should move both.
I think it's about
Hronic and who?
Pedersen?
Yeah,
maybe?
That's probably Pedersen. We retain 50% on Myers.
Yep.
Okay. See, Matt, whoever they name as captain will just be a placeholder. One out of the young guys, prospects included. Yeah, I agree. I think Witt and I discussed this in our last stream. If Hronic comes and is captain, he's only going to be captain probably for a few seasons, I think.
So then on that note.
Who would it be? Who would take over?
No. What I was going to say is, what about just no captain next season?
See, Witt said that too. I don't know if I like that. Why not? I don't mind having. I think we should have a captain. I don't like this whole no captain thing. I don't like it when they do that.
I don't think you have to have a captain.
I don't say you have to, and I think it's just nicer to have a captain. I don't know what it is about it. I just like the little C on the thing. You know. What did you feel when they made Luongo captain?
Oh man! I mean, hindsight is like 2020.
Of course,
like obviously
at the time, though,
Luongo was the best player on this team, bar none, at the time.
Yes,
and it kind of made sense, but now it looks kind of stupid because
it's hilarious.
It backfired,
looking back on it, so funny. Our team just does the silliest shit. Okay, sign a guy to like Shen to replace Hronic.
Love that idea.
Shen?
Not to replace Hronic per se. I'm more along the lines of just bringing back
Luke Shen?
Yeah.
To replace Hronic?
So we talk about like culture, Jordo, and rebuilding like this next generation of leaders. So
in that aspect, yes.
I've looked at like the free agents for the summer, and it's like there's not really any game-breaking free agent forwards that we can sign. I actually think that the Canucks need to bring in room guys like Luke Shen.
Yes.
Troy Stetcher is a free agent. I'd love to bring back Troy Stetcher as part of this, like mentoring the next generation of players. Like Troy Stetcher is another very relatable player for Vancouver Canucks fans that holds a special place in our hearts. Because Troy Stetcher, Troy from Richmond, unsigned, undrafted free agent defenseman that came back to Vancouver
and plays with heart.
He plays like obviously bigger than his size is. Like, I would love to bring back Troy Stetcher. I've been saying that for years, actually. But like Luke Shen, Troy Stetcher, I'd like Nick Foligno, like those kind of big locker room guys I'd like to bring back.
Oh, when he's saying sign a guy like Shen to replace Hronic, I thought he was talking from a production standpoint. I'm no, what are you doing? But yes, I would love to see Luke Shen back as a Canuck. Callum, I thought Huggy was carrying Hronic, but clearly that wasn't the case. Yeah, I always thought that Quinn was enhancing Hronic, but Hronic has grown up on his own here.
Yep.
C-Matt, who do you see as a potential captain down the road? We already talked about that.
Zeev Buium.
Yeah, probably. I would think so.
I like the way Zeev Buium carries himself, and in that quote from Canucks Army, I think he says the right thing.
He is. I felt, when we acquired him, of course, when Quinn was traded, I was sad and upset, but he is basically Quinn Hughes 2.0, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
This is Trevor.
Hollywood United. Lankin can't stop a beach ball. It could
Guaranteed, my brother.
Well, there's two of them that it could have been.
No, it's this one.
Well, okay, Trev. If it's you, Trev, yes. I hope Uncle Doug's watching too. Jack Maloney, Vegas could circle Lankinen or the Oilers.
Vegas has terrible goaltending.
Yeah,
and they're frauds.
They're frauds, did you say?
Yeah, Vegas is not good. No team in the Pacific is good, actually, I should say.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
You see the Edmonton Oilers yesterday night against Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, yeah, I got spanked.
The Edmonton Oilers are not a guarantee to make the playoffs.
Good.
I would also like to point out the Edmonton Oilers don't have their first-round draft pick this year either.
Yeah, because they traded it or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would love for the Edmonton Oilers
to miss the
playoffs. Yes. Come join us in the basement.
Hey, Oilers fans.
No.
Get out of here. I hope you guys missed the playoffs. I was just hanging out with my buddy last night who's an Oilers fan. I was laughing at him. Callum McKenzie, Vancouver is so bad we don't deserve to name a captain. It wouldn't be fair.
It's not wrong.
There's some truth there. So again, Lankin and playing behind Hughes, Myers, Forward, and Soucy is a hell of a lot different than playing behind a bunch of green rookies. Yeah, it's true. He's saying that in defense of Lankin, right? Yes. Name some guy wearing a paper bag on. Are you talking about Russell? What about Russell? Russell is another creator. His heat as captain.
Don't know.
Pedersen. He wants Pedersen. He's saying that Russell would say give Pedersen the C.
Oh, goodness.
Good. Yeah. Even you don't even say that.
No.
Yeah, no. So, Irvin, I just want to trade Chip Demko would have been without his extension. I agree with that.
Well, I mean, if it's current Demko, it's probably not much of a trade.
Well, yeah, exactly. But if we didn't sign him, right, we could go there, but I don't want to go there right now. Rangers is worse culture, he thinks, because JT apparently.
Well, I mean, have you seen the Rangers right now?
Yeah, they're not good.
And you talk about Pedersen carrying himself in media interviews. JT Miller has not been much better.
I haven't seen it. So what?
There have been some pretty.
He's usually really good. He was good when he was here. I guess the pressure of the sea is getting to him.
You can look it up on your own, but JT Miller has given some doozies for quotes in the
really.
Movie.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look that up, see what's going on. Can you give me an example?
He kind of just shrugs his shoulder. It's the body language thing too. Sometimes.
Okay. So
I mean, we've seen some of it when JT Miller was here in Vancouver. Just kind of like, I don't know what to tell you, blah, 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 kind of a thing.
Okay, fair. What do we got here? Demote Foot and overpay him to concentrate on defense only and replace him with anyone. I'm not opposed to this at this point.
He wouldn't take that demotion.
No, of course he wouldn't. But I mean, I don't think.
Oh, Mark Messier on your TV.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Keep going.
SJ won't want him, PD.
Yes.
They like the Sherwood types and Misa, and they got Misa and Smith.
You're not wrong, but I think Gavin McKenna, Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Michael Misa, if they want to win right now, they would get a guy who's an established 60-point center like Pedersen. Stop laughing. Whereas, you don't know if Misa is going to be that center right away. That's all I would say.
I love how he's relegated to a 60-point center.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't even think even that.
What's he at now?
I think he's on pace for 50
Oh, jeez. That is asinine.
Yeah.
LA, I can see. Okay, yes. PD, Calvin, thanks for joining again, man. PD for Price's contract and another player. for Price's contract.
I'm going to assume you're talking about Carey Price, and I thought about Montreal for Pettersson. I also thought about the Canucks taking on Brendan Gallagher's last year of his contract as well. I don't think Pettersson would waive to go to Montreal, though. I mean, you don't want to talk about a market even hotter than Vancouver.
Yeah, Montreal's he's going to get shredded over there. Michael Misa.
Yeah, wishful thinking for getting Misa.
Javelin, I'd be more mad if they took Malhotra at third than Stenberg at 1. Yeah, more mad if they took Malhotra at third.
I agree, Jack. Okay. I agree.
Why, this is like Malhotra's kid is he could be number 3?
I've seen a lot of people say that they can see Malhotra going number 3. I've seen a lot of people say Caleb Malhotra is the top center available in this draft.
Number 4 here. Okay.
But what I would also say is that I think Caleb Malhotra is a clear half tier behind Keaton Verhoff and Chase Reed.
Okay. Pittsburgh is an outside shot for taking Petey.
Yeah, I can see that because I think Evgeny Malkin's time is coming to an end with the Pittsburgh Penguins, whether it's this year or next.
Okay. Yes, Michael Misa, no way they want EP40. Yeah. Price can be closer to home.
Oh, yes.
Wait, we're talking about Carey Price?
Yes.
He doesn't even play.
LTIR Carey Price.
Okay, no. What are we talking about here? May as well put him on waivers then. Yeah. We're already eliminated, only 9 points from last. Okay. Sweet. Yes. Great. Price's contract is 10.5. If they what? CMAP. Why take that on Calvin? Doesn't make sense unless SJ gives us a bunch of picks.
Calvin.
Calvin, he's talking about this guy.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Price contract. Why take that on? Matt, if they lose one more game, they're eliminated from the playoffs, implying that they have a chance of making it. Yes. Tank, baby, tank. Yes, we are. This is a great tank job. I'm very, very satisfied. Okay. No CMA related or eliminated already. Imagine we lose Manny Malhotra to Calgary.
It would suck.
Yes, it
seeing
would. Yes.
Malhotra in Calgary, but gladly take it if the Canucks are getting Gavin McKenna.
It says losing Manny Malhotra.
Manny Malhotra. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Caleb Malhotra. Yeah. I don't think Calgary's firing their head coach this year.
Would you want to see Malhotra as a Canucks coach?
I would like to see him as Canucks coach, but not in this current roster. Like, you're setting Malhotra up to fail in that sense.
Let's wait till the rebuild has been a little bit more established.
Further along.
Yes, I agree. Where were we here?
I think you should just get to the relevant stuff here, like this one.
Steve, thanks for joining, bud. Yes, fuck the Oilers. We've been wanting to, we definitely mean that. Where? Tank, baby, tank. Okay. We've already had that one. Okay. The odds are that we won't pick first, guys. Yes, we have to be prepared, like we've been saying. Be prepared for not getting first. Okay, let's be real about it. McKenna is the best winger since Kucherov.
Said that.
Yep. We love McKenna as a Canuck, but let's pump the brakes on how good we think he'll be. Swerve not completely sold.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. Flames Stanley Cup banner. Screw the Flames. We deserve number 1. Okay, there.
He's right.
They've got us there. So McKenna, the kind of player who can withstand the playoff grind or will he disappear once the physicality amps up?
Yeah, it's a good point. I've heard a lot about how Gavin McKenna is not the most physical player, that he kind of he doesn't kind of go into those dirty areas a little bit, that he can be a little bit more of a perimeter player. I think that's part of his game that he has to grow into, and hopefully he does. But I mean, you can't teach the skill and the shot that Gavin McKenna has.
So we get McKenna. Is Rossi a center?
No, please
Petey
God,
would be, right?
Let's start him with Petey at least, if Pettersson's still here.
I'm not going to pump the brakes, hit the gas. I wouldn't say if he wasn't this good. Dude will put up 120 points in his sleep. Woo, okay, Jack really believes in McKenna. Hollywood, will Demko be... Okay, yeah. Will Demko come back to full health? Probably Trevor.
Yeah.
Yes. Trev, if it's you, give us a 1. Yeah, Demko is coming back, born again hard next season. Really?
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I have no faith.
I'd love to see it. It's
Of course, we'd love to see it, Matt. But the track record tells us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
Okay? There's no way to believe in Thatcher Demko right now. Japan 4. Steve, thanks. What's up, man? Good to see you. Now, I don't think Foote was hired because of Quinn. When Quinn didn't want to stay like a year and a half before, Foote was hired for the tank. So yeah, there's talk that he told everyone that he's not staying a long time ago, right? So I think Rutherford did 3D chess to tank this year.
Oh God, here it comes. I can see your brain turning the gears.
I was just going to ask you, how have you felt about this management team, and do you believe in them?
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were going.
Okay. What did you think?
I thought you were going to go in, like, did management kind of force the tank here on ownership? That they, like, hired Adam Foote knowing that Quinn Hughes wasn't going to stay. So they brought in this coach who's just going to help railroad this team into 32nd place.
Now that you say that, yes, that makes plausible sense now, doesn't it?
I think if all parties knew Quinn Hughes wasn't going to stay, they kind of knew that this was going to be a write-off year. Let's just put it that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, so this checks out.
Yep,
right?
Possible.
I believe it. I mean, okay, this is why I believe it. Like, how could Rutherford be, he's so renowned, he has such a good reputation, how could he be this bad? Right? There has to be an explanation.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's keep it going.
For the tank, there's no way Quinn said, yeah, I want him as my coach. We've all seen Foote stats as the captain. Foote stats as a captain? Okay, I don't know. Oh, yeah, like as a coach, I guess he's saying. Besser, unfortunately, was a horrible signing, which is already aging horribly. We love him, though, okay? I get it. Yes, Steve, I get it. It's not aging well, and he's not panning out well, but there's something about that player that we like, that we love. And Demko, yes, I'll agree with that. Coach, not a captain. There it is. Oh, that must be Witt. Witt, what's up? How's Asia? Japan, Hronic is only gone if we draft a D-man.
Possible.
Yeah. I think we got a really good chance for DuPont. Kid is legit. He loves Buem too. Okay? That sounds good. I meant Myers and Hronic, by the way. I'm happy with the Myers trade. Okay? DuPont actually wants to play in Vancouver. Yeah. Surprise. Who really wants to play Vancouver right now? Witt. Yeah, it's probably Witt. No need for a captain for a couple of years. A team committee of assistants is the answer. Well,
agreed.
Yeah. Especially for this team trying to create a new, fresh culture. They need a leadership group to create a stronger group for the future. All right. Well, I guess I could be okay with it, but I'd just rather have someone be the captain. You guys want to actually win to win this team, not you guys want to want the bag and disappear.
Yep.
Like someone we know. Fuck the Oilers, yes, fuck the Oilers. If the Oilers miss the playoffs and we win the lottery, that would be amazing. Yes, I would. Yeah, I would be very happy. I was going to say something a little bit.
Please don't say
censoring myself on Uncensored. Yeah, San Jose wants winners, not a loser like EP40. He will drag their whole team down. So Steve, Japan 4 here. He's a chronic PD shit talker.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if he hates him. He's very close. You should hear him talk about him. Does Montreal even want him? That will throw their whole rebuild off, and he would screw it up. Yes. Sharks might be a playoff team, but it's going to take quite a while before they can compete against the big dogs in the West in Colorado and Dallas. Macklin, man. I believe in Macklin.
I agree on some points there. I just think that there may be one really legit piece away from really competing with Colorado and Dallas. I think it's safe to say, like, Colorado and Dallas's window is open, but it's closing within the next 3 or so years, I would say.
They've been contending for years. I was just like, how do they keep it up?
Well, the Colorado Avalanche embraced a full rebuild like they should have, so that helped.
But they only sucked for like a couple years.
Well, sometimes you only need to suck for a couple of years, and you get a generational player like Nathan McKinnon in the draft.
And Cale Makar.
Yeah, and Cale Makar.
'Makar. Mm-hmm. I agree. Let Foote tank next year. Yes, I am down. Would the chatter be as focused on Caleb Malhotra if Manny wasn't in the organization? I was going to ask that.
I would say no.
Probably not, right?
If Manny wasn't in the organization and if Manny Malhotra was not a Canuck once upon a time, I don't think we would be scrutinizing the prospect of drafting Caleb Malhotra as much.
Yes. But he's so high on the thing, so he must be at least.
I'm not disputing Caleb Malhotra is a really good player, and I think he is the best center available. But I do think again that he's a clear tier behind McKenna, Stenberg, and Verhoff and Reed.
Right. We should target the Oilers 228 first. Imagine McDavid leaves the Oilers, fall off, giving their pick to us.
I would love that.
I would love that too.
I had another group chat, and we talked about the prospect of the Canucks acquiring Darnell Nurse and his remaining 4 years of $9.5 million and the Oilers 2028 first round pick.
Okay.
So you're taking on bad money, a bad contract, and a future first round pick.
Okay.
Because the way I see it, Darnell Nurse for 4 more years at 9.5, the contract sucks.
Yes.
But the Canucks are going to suck for the next 4 years anyway, so they might as well just take him on. So
does it have to do so that he can be in the same city as his sister too? That kind of thing?
I think that actually would help.
Yeah.
I mean, it would help sell tickets for both PWHL and the Vancouver Canucks.
Probably. Japan, we need a physical guy in McKenna, and he's getting 4 to 5 points a game. Do we need a physical guy in McKenna when he's getting 4 to 5 points a game? Yes, we do. Buck Foston. What's that?
He switched the letters around. I think he's just
okay. But what are we talking? Well, all right. Yes, Buck Foston. Demko's done, guys. Yes, he's way past injury prone a couple years ago. Compensation in injuries is a thing, boys and girls. Sounds like your dad. Foote was a captain in Columbus.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yes, I did too. I'm looking forward to see how Brock does with full season of the Bro line. Yeah, Bro line's looking good. It's the only shining thing about the Canucks right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see a full season of this line because the early returns on it have been really good. Marco Rossi's got I think it's 9 points in the last 5 games. So
yes, so I will say, okay, I was shitting on the Quinn Hughes trade. I was shitting on these players when the trade happened. Okay, I did not like how we had to trade Quinn Hughes to get Marco Rossi. Okay. And at the time when Liam Ogren came over, he was 0 points. I was all mad about that. But seems like they are turning out. It's looking okay. And I can say on record that I may have been wrong.
It's still early, I think, to evaluate that trade.
Yes.
But I think Rossi has the potential to be a very good second-line center.
At max, yes. Right? But at the time, I was like, these guys, they're not – you don't trade Quinn Hughes for these guys.
Well, I mean, you're losing the trade no matter what.
Yes. Leafs first from Philly is another target. I could see them fall off. Leafs first from Philly. Oh, okay.
So Philadelphia has the Leafs first round pick.
Yes.
And I believe it was the Scott Lawton deal or something like that. So interesting.
You don't need someone to wear the C for the room to know who the real alpha is. That's true.
Yep.
For some reason, I just like – okay, fine. It's just me as a fan.
You're just a traditionalist.
Yes. Foote can't coach. It's clear as day. He pulls our goalie in a 1-goal game when the other team has the puck. Defense rests. Yeah. Did he do that? Yeah, I guess so.
I don't remember.
Would you say, Holly, the upcoming draft is the biggest in franchise history?
Oh, boy.
Franchise history? Yeah, absolutely. Look, where we have a chance to pick number 1.
1970 draft was pretty darn important
too.
But, I think from an important standpoint, you're looking for a true foundational building block in this draft. So it's probably the most important draft in at least since the 1999 draft.
Yeah, I was also to say since we drafted the Sedins, I don't think and they were in the shitter for years before that too. So it's comparable. So Jordan, are you someone who wants Foote gone ASAP? No, I'm not. For tanking purposes, I think he needs to stay.
Same one.
Would you say this? Oh, okay. bench the pouty millionaires and pay the hungry prospects until the end of the year. Yeah, well, can you really bench the millionaires? You can't really do that. 100% swerving, and it's better to build a strong core leadership group, especially when the team is as it's needed. Yeah. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Give the Oilers Lankinen 2. They can upgrade their roster any further. Then they can upgrade the roster any further. Imagine when we win the lottery with the Oilers pick in 2028. Oilers fans will be livid. That's what we want.
The Edmonton Oilers are a disaster right now.
Good. Okay. So let's look at the standings. How are they?
So while you're looking up the standings,
yes,
this is what the Edmonton Oilers did. They traded Stuart Skinner, who led them to 2 Stanley Cup finals, for Tristan Jarry, who was a Stanley Cup winner with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I believe Tristan Jarry makes like $5 million for the next 3 years. Stuart Skinner is an unrestricted free agent, making half of that. And so it's just funny that Tristan Jarry is so terrible right now on the Edmonton Oilers.
Great.
It is the reason why the Edmonton Oilers are really in danger of missing the playoffs, because they don't have consistent goaltending. And so it would be truly ironic for the Pittsburgh Penguins to win the Stanley Cup with Stuart Skinner.
Oh.
And the Edmonton Oilers to miss the playoffs. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I would love
that would be great.
That.
Even though I'm not a big fan of Stuart Skinner, but whatever. As long as the Oilers suck.
Let's check out the standings and see where the Oilers are.
Okay. Well, okay, they are. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here. Okay, so they are in 3rd in the Pacific, 77 points.
Yep.
73 is the next lowest.
So the Kings have to gain about 12 points. They've got a game in hand, so they could make it a 2-point gap, essentially.
They're still pretty solidly in that spot. It's going to take a real meltdown for them to...
it's not unheard of, though.
It's last 10, 5-4-1. Okay.
It's going to be...
so it's still mathematically possible.
You got to remember, Leon Draisaitl's out for the rest of the regular season for the Edmonton Oilers. So help's not coming.
Okay. Well, let's hope it happens. Where were we here? Give the Oilers Lankinen 2. Well, you know what? I think we should... EP's 40 needs to see for next game 3 years ago. For the next game 3 years ago. I'm not really sure what you mean, Steve. Any other ones here? Oh, there's barely any draft picks coming up.
This one from Irvin. Would you take Jarry and a sweetener for Lankinen just for a shorter contract? Good God, Irvin. Tristan Jarry is pretty bad on the Oilers right now.
And the sweetener for Lankinen.
The sweetener would have to be quite substantial for me to do that.
Yeah, Jarry's bad. Just so we can get out of the Lankinen's contract, right?
Lankinen's contract looks better than Jarry's right now. I'm just going to say that.
Okay. Trade Demko to Oilers future considerations, which equals Stanley Cup if they win. If he can be healthy, right? Okay, well, with that... Oh, Justin Credible, thanks for joining, bud. But yeah, I think we've gone long enough here. Matt, thanks for joining.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure to have you. We'll definitely have you on again at some point. Okay, cool. This is fun. But yeah, if you guys are liking the chat, give us a like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here at Canucks Uncensored. And if you liked having Matt on the show, Witt will be back after spring break. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Give us a like and subscribe if you like. We are on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find us on all platforms. This has been your #1 destination for raw, candid, honest, unfiltered, and of course, uncensored commentary about your Vancouver Canucks. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, what's up, Witt? Come back.